We have all been there, right? You're staring at two paths and you're just completely frozen. It could be a career move, a big relationship choice, or even just a gut check on a new habit. And that fear of making a decision that might not honor your faith, man, it can be paralyzing. So in this explainer, we're going to break down a simple but really powerful framework to help you walk through those moments with a whole lot more confidence.
It's that knot you get in your stomach, isn't it? The constant what-if game playing on a loop in your head. What if I pick the wrong major? What if this job isn't the right fit? What if this decision ends up compromising who I am? It's a feeling we all know way too well.
But here's the really good news. You don't have to stay stuck in that cycle of anxiety. I promise. There's a way to move from all that doubt to a solid decision with real confidence, and we're going to walk through it together step by step. Okay, so how do we actually cut through all that fog? We are going to unpack a framework that, honestly, it acts like a spiritual compass. Think of it as a simple, reliable test for when your internal GPS just feels, well, scrambled by doubt.
And this isn't some new life hack I just found online. This is a piece of wisdom that's been passed down. The source material for this actually traces it back to a seminary professor who called it testing a doubtful practice. I just love that phrase because it frames this whole thing not as a quick fix, but as a real spiritual discipline for making choices that truly honor God.
So what is this test? Well, it's built around 3 core questions. That's it, and each question acts like a different lens, It helps you see your choice from a new and totally crucial perspective. It's so simple, but believe me, it is powerful.
So here's the whole framework right here. See how it flows? It's this powerful progression, starting with the personal, moving out to the communal, and then finally connecting to the eternal. This isn't just a random checklist. It's like an expanding circle of consideration that makes sure you're looking at the decision from every single critical angle. Let's dive into that first circle, the effect on you. All right, so the very first lens turns inward. Before you even think about anything else, this process asks you to be really honest and assess the personal impact. And listen, this isn't about being selfish. It's about having spiritual self-awareness. So the crucial thing here is to ask yourself, is this choice actually going to build me up spiritually, or is it going to slowly chip away at my foundation? Does this feel right in my spirit? Does it line up with my integrity? Or does it feel kind of like a compromise that I know I'm going to regret later? You see, this is all about protecting your own walk with God first. Okay, so once you've looked inward, it's time to look outward. Because let's be real, our choices never, ever happen in a vacuum. They create ripples that affect all the people around us. This is all about that ripple effect. It forces us to ask some tough questions, but they're so necessary. Will this action build up the people I love, my inner circle, or is it going to create a burden for them? And what about my friends in the faith? Could my freedom in this area actually become a stumbling block for their own journey? And maybe biggest of all, what message does this send to a watching world about what I really believe? And finally, we get to the third and widest lens. This is the ultimate filter. It connects your personal, everyday decision to the grand, overarching mission of our faith. This is the final check, At the end of the day, you have to ask, does this action bring glory to God? Is it a good reflection of who Jesus is? Does it help or does it hurt the mission to share his message? This one question really puts everything else into its proper perspective. So you see, by looking through these 3 lenses, me, others, and the cause of Christ, you start to create a clear, coherent path forward. You literally move out of the paralysis of doubt and into the freedom of confident, prayerful action. So, think of this as your new spiritual decision-making toolkit. It's simple enough to use for the small choices, but it's totally robust enough for the big, life-changing ones. It's designed to cut through all the noise of anxiety and, most importantly, help you make sure your actions are a true reflection of your faith. Hey, remember that feeling of being stuck we talked about right at the beginning? That does not have to be your reality anymore. You now have a process, you have a tool, you have a way forward. So I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. Whether it's a huge, life-altering decision or just a small, daily choice you're wrestling with, what's the next thing in your life that you're going to run through this 3-question test?